Okay, guys, so some big news just dropped. We're seeing this right as it comes out. Um, I've seen it, I saw it, I clicked the link. I haven't actually read through it. I wanted to get my live reaction to this because this is important. This is a big one. You know, don't get too used to this type of content, but um, this one in particular is really important. We mentioned it several times in our state of the game videos. If you haven't seen those, go check those out. There's a lot of high level discussion and, good couple of things to take away from those videos. So definitely check that playlist out if you haven't. But okay, let's get started. Oh man, I hope this is good news. And obviously, I'll include the link in the video description so you guys can follow along with me. So let's go ahead. Reintroducing wildcards. Okay. Hey there, Masters. Thank you for your feedback and participation in the wildcard surveys we've conducted over the last few months. We believe through your feedback we've arrived at a final conclusion for wildcards. Final conclusion. Sounds definitive. Sounds like whoever doesn't like it can kiss it. Oof, that's rough. There are, however, a few caveats. Okay, it's clear to us that wildcards is a widely loved feature by the majority of our community, and we're happy to announce the reintroduction. However, a few caveats. Okay. Wildcard, no wildcard rules. Ooh. Snap. Okay, so team battle modes will keep it. 1v1 will not. Okay, so 1v1 is safe. 1v1 is safe. That's like, I'll say that's already enough of a win for me personally, but yeah, I know Defogo X, our guest speaker for the 2v2 player base, will not be too pleased with that one because, like we were saying instead of the game, pre-mades is where the maximum amount of conscious abuse of wildcards was. So, oof. Oh, that's rough. Like, me personally, I didn't really play pre-mades that much. I'm really picky with my teammates and I don't like to pester people to play with me, so I wasn't really playing all that much pre-mades. Okay, we'll keep moving. Why did they do this? Let's read this. We're doing this because while we're seeing overwhelming support for wildcards, there's also a large group that doesn't appreciate the feature. Okay, majority seem to be coming from 1v1, and majority of support coming from 2v2. Happy medium where all players can find a game mode or style that suits their liking. Oh, man. Tryharding pre-mades was already kind of a crappy endeavor. At this point, oof. So it kind of looks like they want 2v2 to be their casual mode, and they want the tryhards to go play 1v1. Hopefully whoever that ambulance is rushing to is okay. Remember, we're doing this in one take because we don't want any filtered content here. We want the true reactions, the on-the-spot emotion. So hopefully we don't get too much more interfering noise, and hopefully that person, whoever they are, is going to be okay. Okay, copies allowed. Oh my god, they did the whole wildcard stat thing. Oh god. Oh god, oh man, oh god, oh man. They oh my god, they actually did it. They actually did it. They're actually going to spring this gigantic can of worms on us, aren't they? Okay, so this is actually not much more to read, so... Oh, man. I'll like, I'll say it once more, you know. If you guys want to see, like, my opinion on this wildcard stat personally, where, like, different cards can have, like, a different amount of wild cards. Some can have 2, some can have 1, some can have 0, I believe was how they were um, proposing it. But, yeah. State of the Game is going to have my opinions on that. Go check that out. And let's just finish reading this. Okay. This is being added to help us mitigate the negative side of wildcards, namely abuse, allowing us to limit the worst and most frustrating combos. Understand that part of the fun with wildcards, explosive and exciting strategies, not seeking to shut down any viable wildcard strategy. So yeah, like, you know, maybe like skeleton decks, you know, undead skeleton decks, not the crappy Azali Horde thing. We do, however, have a few combos and strategies that we wish to limit. Please be rammers, please be rammers, please be rammers. Like, there's already 2 different cards that are basically rammers. Like, you don't want to have, what, 8 of those in total in premates? So, yeah, I'm guessing that's going to be one of them. Okay, this stat also adds a design space that we haven't really had before. Make certain cards without having to worry. Yeah, I'm very glad that they're like namely like calling this part out. One of the biggest problems with wildcard has always been the way that they limit design space. An actually interesting example. This is going to be a little bit of a tidbit from my time in the private testing realm. I am not in there currently, so, you know, don't ask me about future cards because I've been out of that loop for over a year now. But during my time in the private testing realm, one of the cards that was very different was actually Zealots of the Burning Fist. So the way it actually worked, I believe it was a 5-drop. Don't remember if they still damaged stuff or not. It was a 5-drop. It was a single minion summon, and the way it worked was it got rage and haste when there was another zealot on the field. So literally a card designed for wildcard abuse, like at its fullest. Like, you literally play 2, and they're suddenly so much more awesome than just playing 1 and cycling to it. So, yeah, that type of design is hopefully not popping up too much, or it's going to be avoided with this wild card stat. You know, anything that can just be abused in triplicate, they limit it. So good to see that they're calling that out, because it means, like, it's a conscious decision, and it means they're very aware of that big problem with wildcards. So we hope this stat can help us make wildcards a better experience for all, allowing the fun strategies while mitigating the cheese factor. Yes, another express concept that needs to be taken into account. Okay, so yeah, as far as pleasing the largest amount of people possible, outside of the wildcard stat hopefully makes pre-mades not too bad with wildcards. Like, hopefully it enables interesting things more than actually just lazy abusive things like spamming rammers at your opponent or whatever. Like eight rammers and a Sugalate shield and a Glenn's Brew and all that. Okay, we're excited about the future and believe we've found the right solution going forward. However, yes, I've done this a lot. I've paused reading a very short article a lot. But however, we're also aware that all the recent changes we've been doing have been disruptive to the play experience. Good acknowledgement of that too. I definitely, small little spoiler, I was alluding to this fact that another reason to not implement this whole wildcard stat thing was, too many changes in too little time. So they're at least acknowledging that they've kind of done a lot, and want to thank you all for your patience with us and for all your help. With this in mind, We plan to let this setup remain for a while. Okay, so after this, we're gonna try to start experiencing this return to normalcy that I've been talking about. We'll be monitoring the general community response to this new setup, and we'll also do another survey round at some point when you've all had a chance to try it out, but we're currently not planning any changes for the near future. Okay, so looking forward, this is like the newest big change. After that, it would be like mobile release in 2.0, and outside of that, it's return to normalcy. So, overall, what are we thinking here? I mean, so like I said, for my personal case, I was not doing a whole lot of pre-mades, and yeah, like 1v1 would be like what I consider my main mode. Like, it's kind of weird to say because, like, you could say I dedicate more time to 2v2 randos, but that's because ranking up in 2v2 randos is a much slower process because there's only so much you can do without needing, like, like, you can only do so much before your teammate has to do something useful, and that's not always reliable. So, yeah. So, for me personally, like, if this all completely collapses, like, I still have 1v1. This wildcard stat has me curious because they didn't really share much about what's going to be their criteria for selecting. Is it going to be cards that are overplayed? Is it going to be cards with high win rates? Are they going to focus pre-mates over randos? Still a lot of question marks as far as this wild card stat, which is, basically like a whole Yu-Gi-Oh! Ban list type thing, or at least that's what I relate it to, because, Yu-Gi-Oh! Is also a card game that happens to have a maximum of 3 copies allowed. That's obviously very different because those are 40 card decks at a minimum, unless it's Duel Links, which is 20. But technicalities aside, I'm so much uncertainty about these wildcard stats. But it does seem to be like an emergency floodgate for the abusive tendencies of the community. Like, personally, I have observed that people tend to err on the side of the easiest thing that wins is what I play. So I really want them to be on top of this because, like, that's one of the few things that you can actually do to reward people who put effort into learning the game. You make it so that, like, there's not easy ways to overcome the accumulated skill of somebody who's put time and effort into learning things. Like, if anybody can just play this lame old deck with, a low skill ceiling and beat the crap out of you with it, like, that's not rewarding to people who actually want to strive to go a little bit deeper into the game. So I'm counting on this wildcard stat for that, but yeah, I think that's about it. I've said my piece, so I want to open it up to you guys. What do you guys think? Definitely share your opinions in the comments below. We need to get this discussion going. I definitely want to know your guys' opinions. See community reception of this so far. And yeah, let's get that discussion rolling. Leave those comments below. If you enjoy this type of content, don't forget to like and subscribe. And I will see you guys next time. Hey guys, Red Shade here. I know that I haven't really been streaming lately at all, and I wanted to give you guys a little insight into that. Basically, long story short, my GPU actually went out. Yeah, one of its memory units just completely collapsed. It was giving me a lot of restart errors and like actually visible problems with my display. So I've had to go ahead and get a new one. For those of you who aren't really looking at the market right now, that does mean really hefty investment. Most of them are like double the price, if not more. So that's definitely something that I've been saving up for. The way to help me with that, though, there's actually plenty of ways here. If you guys go over to my link tree, I'll be sure to add the link below. You guys can find all sorts of useful links here. You can find direct access to that Twitch channel, social media, Discord server, Twitter, Instagram, and also a very neat integration here straight to the merch store. You know, as you see there, over 290 products, huge assortment. You guys can definitely take a look at that. Best bang for your buck way for you guys to support my content and get some high quality merch in return. You know, it's not going to be just that straight up throwing money at me. You know, you're gonna get something pretty sweet back, and I'm always looking for new designs, new products, new things to add and offer you guys. And there's even the option to support directly if you guys were so inclined, but the big ones are definitely gonna be the Twitch integration and the merch store, so be sure to check that out. Definitely give it a look. I'll promise you it's worth your time. And that's probably going to be it for now. Stay awesome, guys, and I hope to see you next time.